Who do you think has been the Leafs MVP, their most valuable player through the first 16 games of the season?
Good one.
You take it away first.
Okay. Thanks, Bruno. Very polite of you to let me start this one. Okay. For the Toronto Maple Leafs most valuable player, 16 games into the season, I'm going to go with your uncle's favorite player, Willy Nielander. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because first things first, he's played in all 16 games, which I love to see. Tavares missed a game. Matthews missed 3. So, I mean, from the big 4 scores, it's good to see him and him suit up every night. 7 goals, 8 assists, 15 points in 16 games. His ice time's in around the 20-minute mark per game. So really playing every game, point a game player. He's on the ice for 20 minutes. What more could you want? And to that point too, like beyond he scored big goals. Like I always refer back to that goal against Chicago. And that's one of those things, man. If we're here 20, 30 games from now and the Leafs are still in a comfortable spot, like total like season changing moment. Like we talked about that game and how badly the Leafs had to win that game. They just had to. And he scored the big goal, and he had his 2-goal night the other night. And then the other one that we thought he scored, but actually went off Kasha's stick. But he's everywhere. He's a threat. He's smooth. He's calm. He's the right demeanor for a guy who is playing for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Maybe that's because he learned a lot from his dad, who played a lot in the NHL. But it's tough to not love William Nylander right now. And like, I'll say it, like let's talk about this. So, I mean, obviously it ties into like the salary aspect to it, but me personally anyway, and you tell me if you ever thought differently, for the big 4 forwards, I always kind of thought the mentality was like Tavares, Marner, Matthews, and then Nylander. Like Nylander was like a touch below, meaning like he's a very good player, but like he can't be your best player. And I'll bring it up. Like, have we moved past that like it's a hard big 4 now, not like a big 3 and then like a 1B just behind them? Because he's been amazing, man. He's been amazing. And that contract, I mean, it was a nightmare with the signing and a lot of people flipped out at it, but I'd like to see in terms of value deals now. I mean, that's definitely the best contract like of the 4. I mean, Matthews, when he's scoring 60 goals, maybe is a better value, but no, man, William Nielander, like I said, nothing to dislike about his game right now. And let's be honest, with all the shit this guy's taken with like trade rumors, and even since he was drafted, like, I mean, everyone knows the classic Don Cherry clip where he's saying they should have picked Nick Ritchie. And of course that's gone viral lately, as well as Nick Kypreos posted a possible trade
the
for the
Brandon Montour trade.
Was it Montour, Ritchie, and Ritchie for Nylander or something? Disgusting. Like, it's like ridiculous. And so to see him like play this well and to get everyone to shut up, like I haven't heard any negativity about William Nielander, which I love. So he's my boy, man. Willy Nielander.
I love it, Lepore. I think we've completely moved past the point where Nylander is viewed as a tier below Matthews, Marner, and John Tavares. And maybe people still view him in that light just based on the contract that he has, how you have Matthews making over 11, John Tavares making 11, and Mitch Marner making just a shade under 11, where Nylander's at 6.9 million. But oh my goodness, that deal looks like an absolute steal, because William Nylander looks like he could be a top 2 player on really any team in the National Hockey League at this point. He has been dominant night in and night out. He's got 15 points in 16 games, 7 goals. He's second in the NHL in shots on goal behind Alexander Ovechkin.
Yeah,
and that's something I've been impressed with as well, is just he's shooting the puck more because he has such a good shot. And last year they did not utilize his shot on the power play. He just wasn't shooting as much as I would have liked for a guy who's that good and has that heavy of a shot. It's just so good to see him. And I hope that this is like his big breakout season, because I know we've seen him score 30 goals a couple of years ago, and he's obviously been good the last few years, but I want to see like an 80 plus point season out of William Nylander. I think he has it in him. I think
80 points, Bruno.
I think
80
so, man.
points.
I think he can easily be a point per game player in the National Hockey League. So you said it, Lepore. Shout out to William Nielander. He's right up there as the Leafs MVP. But for me, it's the goaltender, Jack Campbell, who has been absolutely ridiculous, not only this season, going back to last season. I think he's been the MVP of this team. You just look at the stats this year. I mean, it's off the charts. He's 8-3-1 with a 1.82 goals against average and a 939 save percentage. I think right now, Lepore, call me crazy if you want, I think he's one of the best goalies in the National Hockey League. I really do. And sure, you could look at, some of the other guys, you go through like the Connor Hellebucks and Andre Vasilevskis, who have not been very good this season, but you could say Campbell hasn't shown anything. He hasn't played a full, starter's workload, hasn't had a 50, 60 start season, but you just go through the numbers. I mean, it's hard to disagree that right now he's one of the top 10 goalies in the National Hockey League. And even looking at his career numbers, which I brought up, he's now played 99 games in the NHL. He's got a 920 save percentage and a 2.38 goals against average.
Yeah.
I mean, those are pretty damn good numbers. And, people were even asking me on TikTok, for those of you who are on TikTok, they were asking me, do you think Jack Campbell is going to be named to the U.S. Olympic team? And I was going through the numbers, Lepore, looking at the other American goalies around the league. Jack Campbell right now leads all American goalies in save percentage, goals against average, and shutouts. So at this point, even though you may have thought that he didn't have a chance to make the team, it's going to be very, very difficult for Team USA to leave Jack Campbell off the team as one of its 3 goaltenders.
And why not have Jack Campbell stand on his head for Team USA, win a gold medal, just to make those contract discussions even harder because of the crazy demand for the gold medal winning USA goalie, right?
And watch it be against Team Canada. It's going to be U.S. Team Canada gold medal game. Jack Campbell makes like 43 saves. The U.S. wins 1-0. Oh, I can
on a
see
Matthews goal just to make it awkward.
Oh, can you imagine?
But the thing with Campbell is it's weird with goalies because we always talk about how we're like underlying numbers guys, and you see player stats, and we'd agree that like quite often stats don't say very much. Like a guy can be playing poorly and the puck's just going in for them, or he's putting in a lot of garbage, and a guy can be playing really well and nothing's going in. We saw that from a few of the Leafs earlier in the year. But with goalies, I mean, there's all the numbers about like, okay, high danger scoring chances stopped and goals allowed and below expected. But you mentioned his numbers so far this season and his career. There are levels at which we can point to that are like what is considered good in the National Hockey League or average in the National Hockey League. And these are with the basic stats like save percentage and goals against average. I remember last year, his save percentage was solid and people were still questioning him saying, oh yeah, but he's not that good. And it's like, well, what do you like you said, his save percentage is what this year? 920.
No, that's his career. This year,
career.
Yeah, 939. And
sorry, my
career,
bad.
920.
Yeah, what am I talking about? Yeah, this year he's been way better than that. So you go 939 this year and 920 in 99 games played. So to that, I'd say, okay, well, you don't think he's very good. So what should a save percentage be? Like, what should it be? So like say, oh, he's facing only certain shots or whatever. So if he was in a situation where he was like, everything was average or steady as far as NHL goes, he'd have like a 945 save percentage. Like, no, it's still the National Hockey League. And those numbers tie in to both his career and the season he's having so far. So goaltending simple, man. Stop the puck, give your team a chance to win. The Leafs had that losing streak last year where they were getting like absolutely atrocious goaltending, like 8-6-5 goaltending or something like that. It's like, you can't win. If you're getting 30 shots allowed every game between 25 and 30 and 4 going in on average, you can't win. But if your goalie is allowing a little more than 1 every 20 shots, you got a good chance. So shout out to Campbell. Everyone's rooting for him. And yeah, I don't even want to get to like if we lose him. You know what? We'll save that one because that's a whole other thing. Let's just enjoy Jack Campbell right now for what he's done for the Toronto Maple Leafs so far.
So help me God, the Leafs lose Jack Campbell in free agency, Michael Lepore.
No.
I will be leading the charge from Leafs Nation. We will be marching into Kyle Dubas's office, and we're gonna have some things to discuss with Kyle Dubas. If they find a way to screw this up and not re-sign Jack Campbell after what we've seen from him, after the entire team just seems to be rallying around him, they all love the guy.
Yeah.
He just seems like a great guy. It's hard not to root for Jack Campbell at this point. But yeah, I mean, he's been incredible. You go look through all the numbers, even if you want to look at some of the advanced numbers real quick. Like I'm looking at Money Puck's goals saved above expected per 60 minutes. Among goalies who have played at least 8 games, he's 5th in the league right now, behind Bobrovsky, Carter Hart, Freddie Anderson, of course, and Jonathan Quick, who you mentioned is having a little resurgence here after he had, 2 or 3 pretty rough seasons in a row. So Jack Campbell has been incredible, and he's had to be really good this season because, like I mentioned earlier in the show, the Leafs are 25th in the league in goals per game this season. That's very unleaf-like, in the Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner era. So Jack Campbell has had to be really good, and I'm so happy to see him playing this well because he deserves it. He's been a backup throughout his career, coming into the league as a first-round pick. So it's good to see him finally getting his chance to shine, and he's taking full advantage, and he has been awesome.